I've been thinking a lot about this, and I've just noticed that as a society, we have all forgotten how to trade. And it's so crazy to think about because a long time ago, the main way people made money was trade. That was most people's occupation. You were just trading chickens, trading animals, trading clothing, trading. That was just a normal part of life. Things weren't created as easily. And so things weren't just thrown out. Everything was made to last. And really, everything about the trading part of the world really is trying to be stuffed away, it seems like. And it seems like this has really happened during my whole life. I think a lot about as I was growing up, and I loved playing video games, and I would get all my video games from GameStop. It just became so normal for me to get a new game, play it for a little bit, finish. Like if it was a single player game, I would just finish it. Maybe a multiplayer game, I would have just a little bit longer. I'd play it, but then you'd get tired of it, and you'd see the new game that's coming out, and GameStop would say like, "Oh, like bring in your old games. You can put this towards your new game," and that was really the only option presented to me. And so that kind of made sense as what you do. You bring it back and you go, okay, like give me $5 towards my next game. Not really even thinking that maybe 2 weeks prior, I just paid $50, $60 for this game. What were games? How much were games when I was growing up? I think they were 50. Now they're 60. But like a $50 game, you'd play for a week and you'd sell it for pennies. You had no idea that there was another option. Now that I've sold on eBay for a year and just kind of think about reselling in general, if I could go back, I would have grabbed my stack of games and brought them to school with me. I would have talked to my friends and said, hey, do you want this game? I'll sell it to you. Because obviously everyone at school is going to want these cool video games. They're brand new. I can sell them for half price. And I would get a lot more than what GameStop would have offered me. But that's really the thing. We've forgotten how to trade. This is a forgotten aspect of people's lives. Before, that would have made so much sense. Oh, you can buy it, you can play it a little bit. Why not sell it? You get a good shirt, you wear it for a while. Maybe you stop liking the shirt, you can sell it to someone else. Now, if you buy a shirt off of Amazon or something, no one wants it. No one wants your dang shirt because it sucks. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get to the next point. And another story from when I was growing up. There was a time that my family just was needing some extra money, and we had a collection of records, and we had these like original Beatles records and a bunch of other things. My parents always had really good taste in music, especially my mom. And Herc, he's barking out. It's okay. Ugh, slobbery. Yuck. Oh, my shirt. Okay. But my mom had great taste in music, so she had a great record collection, and we needed money. And I told her, like, oh, don't sell those, because she just took them to half price books and she maybe got $20. She, it's crazy thinking about. And funny enough, me and my mom, we still talk about that to this day. And she feels bad because I was only 5, 6 years old. And I was telling her, I was like, no, don't do that. Even as a younger kid, it made more sense to me. I was like, those things are more valuable than that. But I guess all that's to say that we got used to a culture of convenience selling. We weren't really selling, we weren't really trading anymore. These companies just came to us and made us believe that you just do it the easy way. You just bring it back. And it's maybe even more pressing now. There are so many companies trying to initiate buyback programs for their items because they're trying to cut out the resale market. And that's that's how I make money. I don't want that to happen. You know, today's modern culture is just built on pawn shops, trade-ins, and buyback programs. That's what we're used to. People have these amazing items, these great items that people want and they'll pay for, and they have no idea how to get rid of it. And so they'll just pay for the convenience and have these items taken from them for pennies on the dollar. And hey, you know, in some cases, I'm not complaining. That's how I can make money on eBay, by making that profit. But I'm always at these different garage sales or talking to these different people and saying, you know, you don't have to sell it to me for this. You can go online and you can get more. And they think of these things as just too hard, too difficult, too much time. It's going to take up just too much of their life in order to do something that used to be so second nature to just being a human. And that's why it's just so important that you are able to resell, not as a full-time gig, just something that's there to pair with your normal life. Reselling and being able to find value, look for deals, these things flow into everything. An ability to get good inventory of anything for cheap is such a valuable skill. Going to different garage sales, thrift stores, I've been able to find great clothing that I never would have been able to pay for if it was all brand new. A lot of the compliments I get on the clothes that I wear, people say, oh my gosh, like I love that sweater. I love those jeans, different things like that. 90% of the time I'm saying, oh, thanks. I got them at a thrift store. That's just where I get all my items. And I don't have to pay an exorbitant. I don't have to pay a large amount of money to get these items. I got great deals on them. And if I'm done using them, they're usually quality items and I can just sell them. And that's such a valuable skill to have, knowing that if I buy things that are meant to last, when I'm done using them, I can just pass it to the next person and that value stays there. And so the real cost to me ends up being so much less. And that's such a valuable skill for anyone to have with them. When I started selling on eBay, these skills really started becoming more and more ingrained in me as I was able to find value and know I can get the things that I need for a fraction of the cost of someone only considering buying these things brand new. Or they're not willing to take the time to go look for these items. But if you're out looking, you'll be so shocked by the things that you're able to find. You know, just last week I found a pair of shoes. I thought I was going to resell them on Clouds. They sell great pre-owned. I can get $70 for these shoes. I got them for $20 at a garage sale. And they just happen to be my size. Guess what are my main shoes right now? And someone's going to say, oh my gosh, I like your On Clouds. Thanks. I got them at a garage sale for $20. I just can't help it. I have to say the story. And I think it even creates a better connection with the items that you have. They're connected to a story. It's not, thanks, I walked into Target and I've got this shirt. It's, thanks, I was driving out an hour away from my house and this was on a rack at the flea market. And I was going through and I found this piece and I thought, oh my gosh, that is just for me. And it doesn't even have to be valuable. It just has to be cool and something that's more unique, not just the thing that everyone has. It's not following trends. It's really being able to be out and find the things that you really connect with. That's just such a cool thing, that knowing how to resell, knowing how to sell on eBay, that really is such a add to your life when you implement it. But what's the bigger lesson? A lot of people have great things and valuable things, and a lot of people don't know how to get the most value for them. And a lot of times it just comes down to people thinking that it's too intimidating. It's going to be too much for me to take on a whole business. Oh my gosh, a whole business. Now, when I think about businesses, it's nothing like that. I think, yes, people should have businesses. People need more ways to have cash flow coming into their life, and reselling is such a good pair for anybody. And I really mean that. There's so many different categories. There's so many different products and niches that people can go into and connect with and really be able to trade amongst each other. And people are just missing out. So if you've never sold anything, here's my call to action. Please just look up one item today. Go through your stuff. Go through your closet. Go through your junk drawer. Go through your old appliances. Look at the game system you haven't played in a while, and just look at what it's selling for on eBay. And maybe just take a few photos and list it. And you'll see it really wasn't that hard. And if you are starting a journey like that and you're starting to sell on eBay, I highly recommend checking out my community, eBay 101, in the description. I can give you one-on-one coaching and help to start selling on eBay and be able to just see value in life, in your day-to-day. We forgot how to trade. Let's start remembering. Peace out.